Should I fire my VA? So most cleaning business owners know that hiring your first VA is a critical step in terms of growing your cleaning business. You need to get outside of running the day-to-day operations of your business and spend more time thinking about how you grow the business rather than working in it. But simply hiring someone that you have a good feel about or you think has a nice attitude is simply not good enough. And in today's video, I want to take you through 3 key metrics that you want to be aware of, you want to measure and improve on to make sure that the person running your cleaning business is doing the very best job possible. So let's dive in. So first of all, the response time. So as we know, the way that most clients are getting in touch with us is either by calling us or filling out a quote request form or sending us an email. And the response time is critically important because if someone is, say, wanting to get their home cleaned every week, they are probably on Google and they've probably typed in, cleaning services in their area, and they've probably opened up 5 or 10 tabs of the top listed cleaning companies there. And they're probably systematically going through every single company, trying to get a price, and they'll keep going until they find someone that they like the sound of and then they want to book service with. So the response time is really important because the longer that you leave it, the more likely that potential client has contacted other cleaning companies and booked service with them. So when you're thinking about having your VA running your day-to-day operations, following up with new client inquiries, this response rate and measuring this response rate is extremely important. So broadly, you can do this in your email inbox by there's various email ticketing software out there, email inbox management software. If you Google it, you'll see lots of different options. And the software that we use is Groove HQ, and we've used it for many years. Really good software. But the reason why the inbox software management is really helpful, apart from making the overall management tidier, is that you can track lots of different KPIs. You can look at how quickly people are responding to new inquiries, how many emails per client are being processed or sent. So if you can see the email response time, if someone fills out, say, an online form, or sends an email, or an existing client emails in and then the VA gets back to them, you can see how quickly those people are getting back. And you know that if, for example, it's taking longer than, say, 5 or 10 minutes to get back to new quote requests, that your close rate of that lead to a booked client is going to be extremely low. So many people that I speak to, particularly early on in their business, once they recruit their VA, they don't have a proper feel of how quickly leads are being responded to. Ideally, you need to get to an actual average number of minutes, and you want to get in your mind what is an acceptable level, what is the correct level. In my business, it was always within 5 minutes. That was always the goal. And if it took longer than 5 minutes, then we'd start asking questions. Obviously, if the VA is tied up, speaking to another cleaner about another client, or maybe they're taking other customer calls, then these are all satisfactory reasons. But importantly, we need to know, is the response rate good or is it bad? If it's bad, what are the reasons for that? How we can rectify it and get them back to that quick response rate. So linked to response rate is the missed calls percentage. And this is something that I still remember when I hired my first VA. I hired a VA that had a lovely attitude. I just assumed that they were managing the inbox. I assumed they were taking all the calls. We were booking clients, revenue was growing, but the shocking part of it was when I logged into my Ring Central, my phone software dashboard, and again looked at the analytics tab, which allows you to see things like the number of calls that are missed, the missed call percentage. I was shocked that over 20% of all inbound calls were being missed by my VA. In my mind, I thought, okay, anything below 10% would be a good start. Ideally, we want to be missing zero, but sort of 5% was my goal, 10% was an acceptable start, but 20% or higher was just unacceptable. And I was quite shocked by that. And in exactly the same way, when you are running your cleaning business, you need an email inbox management software, a ticketing software, but you also need your phone software and to be using the analytics behind the phone software as well. We can, get call tracking numbers and, get our VAs to log in from different parts of the country or different around the world, but we also need to look at the analytics tab. And in exactly the same way with the email inbox, figure out what an acceptable missed call rate is. Hitting zero is going to be, unfeasible. It's not realistic at the beginning, but 10% would be a very sensible aim to start with. And what you'll find, and I've had many conversations with cleaning business owners about this, is that when they actually go into the analytics and look at this number, they are quite surprised that the missed call rate is a lot higher than that 10%. Maybe it's 20%. I've seen even 30%. So once your VA knows that you're tracking this, and you can have an open conversation about understanding why these calls are being missed. As I said, maybe on the phone to other cleaners or other clients and things like that. But importantly, if your VA knows that you're tracking this, you'll probably find that your missed call percentage really comes down. And then the next step is setting that target in place. You want to try and hit 10% or 5% or whatever that number is. Because as we know, particularly with booking new clients, inbound phone calls are the very best quality leads, better than the quote requests or the emails that get sent through. Because once we have someone on the phone, we can answer their questions, build a bit of rapport, and you'll find the close rate is that much higher over the phone. So if we're missing calls in the first place, it just means that we're going to be converting far fewer clients from the same number of leads. So look at your phone software, have a look at the analytics tab, look at the missed calls, percentage, and see how you can get back on the road to recovering that. So then the third important metric is your lead close rate. So, these are all linked, but as we know, not every single person that gets in touch with us is going to become a booked client. Typically the percentages I see across my clients is between 20 to 40% of all leads will get closed to clients. Obviously, if you're at the higher end of that it probably means your follow-up's better. You're probably missing fewer calls. Maybe your pricing is lower, but that 20 to 40% holds pretty well. So let's say for every 3 leads that comes in, you would expect to get 1 booked client. So tracking this close rate is extremely important as well, because in all likelihood, you as the business owners have probably been that point person managing the inbox, taking the inbound calls, closing the leads to booked clients. So I would certainly recommend, when you're in that transition process, that you're tracking these metrics. You should definitely know what your lead close rate is. And then when you hire a VA, or you've got a VA helping to take these inquiries, you can then compare their close rate with your close rate. Listening in on call recordings through your phone software dashboard is can be extremely helpful. If you find that the close rate of your VA is much lower than you want to be listening to some of the phone calls, understanding what's going on. A very common example is, maybe your VA gives the information, but doesn't really push for that close, whereas you as the business owner might have, given some sort of discount to book there and then. So there are various tricks and various things that you may be doing as the business owner to try to close those leads to booked clients that your VA isn't doing in the first place. So track that close rate. You might even incentivize the close rate. You could say, okay, we're at 20% close rate at the moment. If we hit 30%, you'll get a bonus, or we hit 40%, we get a bonus as well. So setting these things in numbers rather than guesswork is really, really going to help you figure out, do you have a good VA on your hands? Do you have a bad VA? The hope is if you've got a VA who's maybe underperforming, that you explain to them why they are, come up with some ideas, get them to push their metrics up. And that can be a really, really great solution. I think you'll have a bigger issue if you are tracking these metrics and you are going through how we could go about to improve them. yet there isn't any improvement. And at that stage, you may get to that position where you need to make a difficult decision whether you keep your VA or not keep your VA. And one of the things that always helped me is that I would always say, okay, we're not at this level yet. I'm going to give 3 months or 6 months. And at that point, I'm going to ask myself the question, am I happy with my VA? And, it has to be a yes or a no answer. If it's a maybe, it's a no. If I was happy by month 3 after all these improvements, then we'd keep them on. If it was a maybe or a no, I would probably, take them out of my business because, as we all know, keeping bad cleaners or underperforming cleaners and then having to get rid of them, if they've got recurring clients, can be extremely painful. You can, magnify that tenfold, with a VA. The longer you have a VA in your business, the more familiar they are. If they're continuing to underperform, but they've been with you for a long time, it's going to be far, far harder and more painful to take them out of the business later down the line than earlier on. So give yourself the timeline, ask the question, and that will help you to keep disciplined. So once you've got this right, you know that your VAs are working at a good percent to try and close as many of these lead to book clients as well. You want to then throw fuel on the fire with your marketing. As I talk about on my other videos, I think you need to be getting involved with getting ranked on Google Maps. If you've got some budget, put some money into Google Ads and local service ads, and your SEO will also help with your AI search visibility as well. So once you get these things with your VA right, then throw the fuel on the fire with marketing. Don't go aggressively into marketing until you've fixed or until you are tracking and have fixed these issues with your VA. So in this next video, I'm going to talk about the next step. Your VAs are obviously taking these calls, taking these inquiries, but then the follow-up is extremely important. If your VA misses a call and then tries to get back and doesn't get through and gives up following up with that client, then you are really leaving money on the table here. So in this next video, I'm going to talk about follow-up, how important follow-up is. You need to be following up multiple times over the following days. You need to be following up by multiple means, by email, by phone, by voicemail. And this will allow you to squeeze out as many booked clients from your lead flow as you can. So I'll see you on the next one.